For an investor who's thinking ahead, it's wise to be a little conservative. Never, never, never get out of the market. You know, if you want to reduce, you know, I should do this right now. This
Little
is
marketing.
This is a present to you.
Oh, yay! We have to see what
my new book, and
says.
I explore all this in there.
Love being a valued partner. Awesome.
This is the 10th anniversary edition of my new little book, which I'm not really here to plug. There are 2 booksellers in the back, and just you just give them your club number. Everything will be fine. There are no booksellers back there, obviously, but that's where I go through the mathematics that I just described to you, and a whole lot of other things about the fund business. But I fall back when you get to asset allocation, that if you go back to 1949 and read Benjamin Graham's The Intelligent Investor, he said never less than 25% or more than 75% in either of the 2 asset classes, bonds and stocks. So you can be 25 stocks and 75 bonds, or 75 stocks and 25 bonds, and stay in that range. And you want to make a few little adjustments, do that, but don't think there's a scientific way to do it. Try and accommodate yourself. Wall Street is a great marketing machine, a great selling machine. And if stocks don't trade, Wall Street makes no money. There was a cartoon in Barron's some years ago with a sober-looking announcer from CNBC saying, there was no trading on the New York Stock Exchange today, as all investors were satisfied with their positions. And that's the Nirvana day that I'm looking for. Because we trade with each other. There's no gain to be found for the market. I trade with you, I may be right or wrong, you may be right or wrong, and there's only one person that makes money, the croupier in the middle. So people will get wise to that, and they will get wiser, kind of the example I gave at the beginning, when returns are lower. Cost, 1%, 2%, let's call it 2%, of a 4% return is half of it, where of a 15% return, we enjoyed 17% actually in the 80s and 90s, it's only 10, you're still left with 15 after the 17% returns for each of those 2 decades, unprecedented in American history. So experience will tell, and they will be moved by what the customer wants, what the client wants. So there should be less trading. There has to be something to sell all the time in Wall Street. And you know, with all due respect, I mean, it's an honest trade, but there's just too much of it going on, and it can't win. Because if trader A wins, I mean, I don't want to beat this to death, but I might as well make it clear. Trader B loses. And so trading is a loser's game and relative to the stock market. Part of the romance of investing is the gambling instinct that we all seem to have, or that so many of us seem to have. And so you ought to have a funny money account, not a penny more than 5% of your assets. Do anything you want with it. Buy a stock, buy a commodity, buy a Bitcoin if you want to, if you're crazy. And by the way, the Bitcoin may well go to 20,000, but that won't prove I'm wrong. When it gets back to 100, we'll.
How about a Chinese equity? What do you,
sure.
Or a Chinese tech stock?
In the funny money account, anything you want. One requirement: look at it after 5 years and compare it with your serious money account. And if you're doing much better, you may be some kind of a genius, but I'd stop anyway. And if you're doing badly, just realize this is a hard business and don't go any further. I got a letter about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, from obviously a young man, and he was concerned about his asset allocation. And he said he thinks about all the risks out there, and he can't figure out what to do. So I wrote him a letter, and I ended up ending one of my chapters in the book with this letter. And it said essentially, look, you're young and I'm old and experienced, and neither of us have any idea the outcome of the big risks that we all face today. Nuclear war, religious war, global warming, trade wars, pandemics, the breakdown of governance in our country. You can name a lot more, and every one of them is worrisome, and every one of them, this, let me say, 28-year-old young man has every bit as good idea and ability to predict the outcome of those things as I do, or as I think anybody in this room does. We just don't know. So I would put that aside in my asset allocation. And then I said, you know, this sums up the way I deal with risk. I said, I'm 88 years old, actually 88 and a half, and I said, I'm about 50% in stocks and 50% in bonds, and that satisfies me. And yet I spend half my time wondering why I have so much in stocks and half of my time worrying about why I have so little in stocks. And that is the fog of an investment strategy that we never really know. So I think scientific things, mathematical calculations, I would fall back in the name of yet another one of my books called Don't Count on It.
All right, you're hedging very, very well.
Alright, thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something new today on investing. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to destroy the like button, and as usual, if I missed anything, drop it down in the comment section below. And if you're new here, please subscribe for more videos and real investing advice. Check out some of my other videos from my investing playlist where I talk about the most important topics and teach you what to do. So, until next time, stay the course and keep investing on a regular basis.